Ever wonder what makes a hero? Is it the suit, the powers, or something deeper? Today, we're talking about a real-life story of falling and rising. A story that proves heroes aren't just born on the big screen. We're diving into the incredible life of Robert Downey Jr. Most of us know him as the brilliant billionaire, philanthropist, Tony Stark. He didn't just play Iron Man. He was Iron Man. The wit, the charm, the comeback, king, persona, it all felt so real. But what many do you realize is that the comeback part of that character arc was pulled directly from his own life. His journey is one of the most compelling redemption stories Hollywood has ever seen. To understand the man, we have to go back to the beginning. Robert was born into the heart of the entertainment industry. His father, Robert Downey Sr., was an avant-garde filmmaker, and his mother, Elsie Ann, was an actress. His childhood was anything but conventional. He grew up on film sets, surrounded by artists and intellectuals. He even made his film debut at the tender age of 5 in one of his father-esque films. It seemed like he was destined for stardom from the very start. Growing up in this environment, however, came with its own set of challenges. It was a world of creative freedom, but also one where boundaries were often blurred. Tragically, Robert was introduced to drugs at an incredibly young age by his own father, a moment that would cast a long, dark shadow over the first half of his life. It was a misguided attempt at father-son bonding that set him on a perilous path. Despite this turbulent start, his talent was undeniable. As a young actor in the 1980s, he quickly became a member of the Brat Pack, starring in films like Weird Science and Less Than Zero. His performance in Less Than Zero as a wealthy, drug-addicted young man was particularly haunting. It was a chilling parallel to his own struggles, and it earned him critical acclaim. It was clear to everyone that a major star was on the rise. The early 90s saw him reach a new height. His tour de force performance as the legendary Charlie Chaplin in the 1992 film Chaplin was nothing short of breathtaking. He learned to play the violin and tennis left-handed, perfectly mimicking the silent film icon. The role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and cemented his status as one of the most gifted actors of his generation. He had the world at his feet. It seemed like nothing could stop him. But the demons he had been battling since childhood were catching up. The late 90s and early 2000s were a period marked by a series of highly publicized arrests, rehab stints, and relapses. It was a downward spiral that played out in the harsh glare of the public eye. He went from being an Oscar nominee to a tabloid fixture, a cautionary tale. His immense talent was being overshadowed by his personal chaos. During this time, he lost major roles. His reputation was in tatters, and he even served time in prison. Hollywood, a town known for second chances, seemed to have closed its doors on him. He was considered uninsurable, a risk no studio was willing to take. For many, this would have been the end of the story. But this is where the real story, the story of redemption, truly begins. What does it take to pull yourself back from the brink? For Robert Downey Jr., it was a combination of hitting rock bottom and finding a powerful will to change. He has credited several things for his recovery. His wife, producer Susan Levin, whom he met on the set of Gothika, provided a stable and loving foundation. He's often called her his bedrock. He also embraced therapy, 12-step programs, and even practices like yoga and martial arts to center himself and rebuild his life from the ground up. In an infamous story, he stopped at a Burger King on the Pacific Coast Highway, and while eating, had a moment of clarity. He realized his life was a mess and threw all his drugs into the ocean. From that day forward, he committed to sobriety. It wasn't an overnight fix. It was a daily, conscious choice to fight for his life and his future. The road back to Hollywood was slow and arduous. It started with small roles in independent films. Director and friend Mel Gibson took a huge risk by paying the insurance bond for him to star in The Singing Detective. This was a crucial first step. He then delivered a memorable performance in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, directed by Shane Black. This film not only showcased his signature fast-talking wit, but also put him back on the radar of key people in the industry. And then came the role that would change everything. In 2006, Marvel Studios was a fledgling company betting everything on a relatively obscure comic book character, Iron Man. They needed a perfect Tony Stark. And director Jon Favreau saw something in Robert Downey Jr. He saw the parallels, a genius who had squandered his potential but was looking for a second chance. It was a massive gamble. The studio was hesitant, but Favreau fought for him, convinced he was the only one who could do it. And he was, right? Robert Downey Jr.'s casting as Tony Stark is now considered one of the greatest casting decisions in cinema history. He didn't just play the character, He embodied him. The swagger, the vulnerability, the genius, the redemptive arquette was all there. Iron Man was a colossal success, launching the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the most successful film franchise of all time. And at its heart, for over a decade, was Robert Downey Jr. He became the face of the MCU, a global superstar, and one of the highest paid actors in the world. He had gone from uninsurable to indispensable. His comeback wasn't just a professional triumph. It was a personal one. He transformed his public image from a troubled actor to a beloved icon, a symbol of hope and resilience. He showed the world that it is possible to face your darkest moments and emerge stronger on the other side. What's so powerful about his story is its profound honesty. He doesn't hide from his past. He acknowledges his mistakes, often with a mix of humor and humility. He uses his platform to talk about struggle and recovery, showing that your past doesn't have to dictate your future. He once said, "It's not how many times you get knocked down that count, it's how many times you get back up." He is the living embodiment of that sentiment. His story teaches us that redemption isn't about erasing the past, but about learning from it and building a better future. It's a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of a strong support system, and the incredible strength of the human spirit. Today, Robert Downey Jr. continues to thrive. Post-Marvel, he's focusing on new projects, including his production company, Team Downey, which he runs with his wife, Susan. He's also dedicated to environmental causes through his Footprint Coalition, an organization that uses advanced technology for environmental good. He's channeling that Tony Stark genius into making a real-world impact. The life of Robert Downey Jr. is more than just a Hollywood story. It's a human story. It's a narrative about second chances, about the fight for sobriety, and about the incredible power of refusing to give up on yourself. He fell from the highest heights to the lowest lows, and then climbed his way back up higher than ever before. He truly is a real-life superhero. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the lives that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.